Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marcy. Thank you for clicking on that thumbnail. Always showing up, showing you guys some love. We have something very special and long awaited today. Today we're going to be talking about the house of Les EAUX Primordiales. I think I finally said that right. Yeah, Les EAUX Primordiales, and I think it's French. So anyway, we're going to be talking about some of these fragrances today. I have 3 full bottles and 7 samples that we're going to briefly discuss, and super excited about this fragrance house. This fragrance house was an amazing find for 2023. I have 3 fragrance houses that I absolutely have been loving and found and gotten to know the brands in 2023. And Les EAUX Primordiales is one of them. So if you are interested in this brand, I've been talking about them a lot over on Instagram as well, featuring one fragrance here as well, which is Ombre. I've been talking about it for the past, I think I got it in the summertime, but I found it over at Harrods when I was in London in March. So if you want to hear about the brand, y'all, please continue to watch, like, comment, subscribe, turn on those notification bells. Give me that thumbs up right now. You know, click that thumbs up, and let's get into it. So we're going to talk about the bottles first, okay? Because I know those are more interesting because people have been seeing the bottles. So I don't hear many people talking about this brand. I think it is a new brand that is pretty much getting a lot of attention by some, you know, for the most part this year in 2023. So the very first one we're going to talk about is one that I absolutely love. It's amazing for the fall, winter, and I'm not going to say it's my favorite just yet, but I'll tell you guys at the end. It was my favorite until I started to sample some of these and, you know, just started to get into some of these fragrances. And this is Ombre Superfluide. The EP, I think it's just their symbol for Les EAUX Primordiales. Now, in this fragrance, you have a lot of notes, a lot of beautifully cohesive notes. Some of their fragrances come in black bottles, some come in blue, the special editions or exclusives. Some come in blue, green, black, white, and clear bottles. So we won't go into the different categories of fragrances. So this fragrance is a stunner, and like I said, you need it in your fragrance collection. So Les EAUX Primordiales Ombre Superfluide. In here you have your honey, apple, cinnamon, orange, sesame. That is really why I was interested in this fragrance, because I've been loving the note of sesame. There's cardamom, rose, rum, tobacco, and I think there's a couple other notes in here as well. So this fragrance is warm, it's ambery, it's spicy. You get a little bit of cinnamon in here, but you get that fresh apple and that underlying pink rose in this fragrance. It's completely unisex. It's vanillic. It smells like no other in my collection. I can't even tell you that it's similar to anything that I have in my collection. The fragrance, it sounds like the notes are pretty heavy because of the tobacco and the amber in here, but it's very airy, but the performance is amazing on this fragrance. So slightly sweet, airy apple. You know how you got that, what is it? That apple and that peach and Triumph of Bacchus, that's very airy and fresh, but yet the fragrance is still has massive performance. That is what this is giving you, but I love this. I mean, I like this way more than Triumph of Bacchus by Argos, you know? Beautiful, warm, spicy. You get a little bit of honey. It just adds a little bit of a sweet touch to the apple and the spiciness and the cardamom. The tobacco in here is not too heavy. It just makes it a little smoky, almost cigar-ish, but not too heavy on the smokiness. This fragrance is the perfect balance of everything, and I love it. When I smelled this on Farida, it was intoxicating. I knew that I had to have it. When I smell it on myself, I feel like I want a backup bottle, but no, I will not, okay? Anyway, this is beautiful. If you love an ambery, if you love fragrances, I would say, I don't know, in the Ojan, Herod, but fruitiness, fresh and airy. It smells like there's osmanthus in here, but add some fruitiness to it, but not too deep and heavy, but fresh as well. Then you're going to love this. Ombre Superfluide, y'all, it's amazing, and you got to get it. I know they only sell these fragrances at Harrods. Hopefully they'll start. I heard they were going to start carrying them at Max Aroma. I don't know which ones, but I hope they start to carry them at Lucky Scent as well. You guys, get your nose on this fragrance. Order this from Harrods when you get the 10% off, and then order something else with it. Save your coins. That way, at least it's free shipping. Or like I said, order it and then just get the 10% off. So they don't have this at Selfridges, but at Harrods, I know they have this for sure, you guys. Anyway, this is amazing. Get your nose on it. So the next one we're going to talk about is called Superose. Now, this has been out of stock for a while. Check out that gorgeous green bottle. So you guys already know, because of the green, it's a Harrods exclusive. Let me hold it with this hand so I can hold it closer to the screen and shine up this little cap, okay? So it is a Harrods exclusive. When I heard that this fragrance had the note of lychee in here, peach, lychee, and pear with some rose, I knew that I had to have it, okay? So in this fragrance, this is Superose. There is saffron, there's pear, lychee, peach, rose, mandarin, there's some iris in here, white musk, patchouli, vanilla, and it smells like there's a little bit of oud in here too, but I think it's some woody notes mixed with the patchouli. You guys, this rose is a rose like no other. This is like, I would consider this to be in my favorite, like top 5 rose scents, or would literally fall into my favorite top 10 rose fragrances. This rose, it's creamy. I don't know if it's coming from that patchouli, but you get that rose, you get that creaminess, you get the fruitiness. It's almost a slight animalic oudiness to this fragrance as well, which I do not know where it's coming from. But it's good. It almost smells like there's a little bit of a leathery nuance to this. That's what I'm getting. Like a clean white, or, you know, a new, fresh, leathery nuance. Oh, but it's the iris. That's what it is. It's the saffron and the iris, I think, that is combined, giving it that leathery nuance, you know? But that saffron in here, you gotta like the note of patchouli for this fragrance. It's not patchouli heavy, not earthy, but you get that creamy patchouli with that saffron, the creamy iris, and those the fruitiness, the peach, the lychee, and the pear that makes it slightly sweetened with a beautiful pink rose. Smells of pink. It doesn't smells of Damascena rose. Or a pink rose. I don't know if Damascena rose is red or pink, or if it's both, you know? It could be orange, I don't know. So, anyway, Superose is an amazing, very unique, slightly, like I said, the saffron is giving it a slight animalic leathery rose, slight animalic leathery nuance that I absolutely love. You guys, this is good. This is like for a person that really loves niche fragrances. This is not for a newbie to the fragrance game, because it's different, you know. It's very sophisticated and exquisite, but it is giving you niche. It is giving you expensive. It is giving you like, it's giving you those qualities, y'all. But I love it. Superose by EAUX Primordiales. Like I said, this one is over in Harrods. You can actually purchase these from the website, from the actual brand, but I think they do have a shipping charge that you may not, you know, want to indulge in, but I'm not sure, you guys. But I will list the brand's website down below and the link. But like I said, this one I think is a Harrods exclusive. So I have another one, another bottle, and then we'll talk about the samples. Now, I was a bit afraid to order this one, but when something says vanilla Supermassive, I'm thinking that vanilla is gonna be super massive and thick and rich and all of that good stuff, you know, syrupy, you know, just heavy vanilla, y'all. So this was also this is an exclusive as well. It's not a Harrods exclusive, but I think it's an exclusive and limited edition. So in Supermassive, vanilla Supermassive, You have your LME. This is similar to, slight similarities to another fragrance that I ended up selling, and I'll let you guys know which one. So you have your LME Bergamot Labdanum, a heavy dose of labdanum. You have some cinnamon fir balsam, fir resin, not fir balsam, fir resin. You have some musk vanilla, moss, you have some caramel and patchouli. So it's not too sweet, okay? So one thing about this fragrance, when I read caramel, when I read patchouli, when I read vanilla, I was thinking chocolate cakey vanilla, molten lava chocolate cake with a dollop of maybe French vanilla ice cream. No, that is not what this is, y'all. So anyway, in this fragrance, upon initial spray, let's go ahead and spray this again. I'm not going to waste this because this was a pretty penny, okay? So, you definitely get that LME. It almost smells like there's a tonka bean. That LME, it's creamy, it's warm. You know, you get some resins, you get a slight animalic note, a slight animalic vanilla. And here, the moss just makes it fresh and airy, almost like an ambergris, you know? It almost smells like there's ambergris in here. It almost smells like there's castoreum as well in here, but it doesn't list castoreum in this fragrance. No, just caramel, patchouli, and a lot of other stuff. So it doesn't list that, but that LME and that bergamot combined with the labdanum, I think makes it a little creamy, slight animalic, you know, very resinous, vanillic. Now, it is not very sweet. It's an airy vanilla with those heavy resins in the opening and the creaminess. So it's an airy vanilla, but it's a beautiful vanilla in the opening, you know, but it's thick at the same time from the labdanum and the LME. So as it dries down, I get a slight fruitiness to this, but maybe it's that caramel creeping in. Or the moss mixed with everything else. So as it dries down, you get that vanilla. It's a moderate vanilla in sweetness. As it dries down, you get a little bit more of that sweetness from the caramel, the patchouli, and the vanilla. Now, it doesn't get too sweet. This fragrance it still maintains its moderation in sweetness, but that caramel makes it slightly sweeter than the opening and the mid. You know, it kind of softens up that labdanum and that LME. I love LME in fragrances. But anyway, you still get that slight animalic scent all the way through. Now, for me, when I initially sprayed this fragrance was like, it took me back a little bit. I was like, wait a minute. This smells like something that I owned for about a year and then I ended up selling. But I like this one much more because it's a little more cohesive. It's blended very well and there's a balance. I don't get a lot of oud in the opening, you know, but like I said, it doesn't list oud, but it smells like there's an animalic nuance to this fragrance, aka a baby oud, okay? So anyway, this fragrance reminded me of Royal Crown Sultan. Now, Sultan was a little too, now the dry down was amazing in Sultan, but I could not tolerate it was a little too heavy on the oud for me. Maybe because I was expecting so much more vanilla in the opening and it wasn't giving me that. But I know that Royal Crown Sultan has a heavy dose of labdanum as well in the scent in the fragrance on top of oud. So anyway, this fragrance reminded me of Royal Crown Sultan, but I can tolerate this one so much more because there's a little less oudy scent, little less animalic, and it gets a little sweeter in the dry down. But if you like Royal Crown's Sultan, then you're going to absolutely love this fragrance. The sweetness is about the same. The performance is about the same, like all of that, you guys. It's a beautiful fragrance, and I do love this one. This is amazing for the fall and the winter. Do not try to wear this in the spring and the summer because it is heavy, all right? So moving right along to the Discovery kit that I purchased. Also purchased this from Harrods as well. So it comes in like smaller boxes. all stacked here. This is styrofoam, you know, very nice encasing. I don't know, maybe I will wear these fragrances. I will see. So the very first one we're going to talk about, we'll go in order. So actually, I won't go in order. I'll just go out of order, okay? Anyway, let's talk about, they come in these small boxes like this. And y'all, the atomizers are fire. So this is like 2 mLs, I think, or 1.8, 2 mLs basically. Actually, it's 2.5 mLs, and I think this retails for about $50 or $55. So 2.5 mLs, and the atomizers are nice, even on these little samples. So this one is called, it does list the name. This is Oud Superfluide. So you guys, the only 2 that I said that I really like, this is one of them. Oud Superfluide. So I sprayed them on the inside, but I also have this on my arm as well. Like, these are all so good, you guys. So anyway, and Oud, this is an easy Oud. This is a lovable Oud. I've had this Oud fragrance in my basket so many times. And y'all, I love this one. So in Oud Superfluide, yeah, not Supermassive, Superfluide Oud, Oud Superfluide, whatever. You have your Oud, you have some sesame, you have some benzoin, bitter orange, and guaiac wood. So this is a very fresh Oud. Look at that atomizer, you guys. Very, very nice. Sprays out evenly, very soft. So it's good. So I get a light, airy, fresh orange. You get that light, airy, fresh Oud. It's very ambery. It's not heavy. You know, it's beautiful. It's giving me a slight leathery, oudy nuance. Did I say saffron? Yeah, so there's saffron in here. You get that sesame, a slight seedy note, you know, in the opening and the mid. But it's beautiful, ambery, vanillic, oudy. Like, I love this. If I saw Superfluide Oud on a great sale, I would snatch this up. This is a lovable Oud, an easy Oud. You definitely get more of that saffron in here, that saffron and that bitter orange that makes it fresh on top of a slight nuttiness in the dry down. It is beautiful, you guys. Very, very easy, very fresh, slight Middle Eastern leaning, you know, but not too heavy. So anyway, this is Oud Superfluide. One, if I found it, I would definitely, at a great price, I would definitely purchase it, or maybe purchase, they do have like a 10 ml samples that I see at some places. But y'all, the Oud is good. This is like, I've worn 2 samples of the Oud already. Initially, when I went over to Harrods, they gave me 2 samples and I wore those. So I already knew that I love the Oud Superfluide or Supermassive. Superfluide, you guys. So the next one that I really do love as well, it's really nice. It's super feminine. And this one is Mimosa, you guys. So same. This one gives you that suntanny, beachy, slightly sea, airy, fresh, ozonic, you know, yellow floral. If you like fragrances like maybe the Juliet Has a Gun, the Sun one, or Nest Coconut something, you know, or what is it, the fragrance that I didn't care too much for because there was something in it, Rise. If you like Acro Rise, then you're gonna love this fragrance. It's giving me those nuance, maybe like terracotta, but terracotta is a beast and it's heavy. So it's like a lighter version of terracotta. But those yellow florals, I think there's yellow florals and rose in here. This is very pretty. It's very dainty. It's very ladylike, feminine, soft, very beachy, gives beachy vibes, you know, beautiful scent. And this is Mimosa. So in Mimosa, it's not aldehydic to my nose. It's fresh. They do have aldehydes in a lot of their fragrances, but it doesn't smell like the aldehydes that Tom Ford uses, you guys, or that Xerjoff uses, or who else uses, or Chanel. They use a lot of those heavy metallic smelling aldehydes, but these, you guys, they smell very airy and fresh. So in Mimosa, you have your aldehydes, cyclamen, which I think apparently smells a little bit fresh and airy, almost like watery, like watermelon. You have your bergamot, neroli, tuberose, orange blossom, jasmine, mimosa, ambroxan, and white musk. I would completely purchase this fragrance. It is easy. It's just, it's effortless. You know, Mimosa is effortless. It's fresh, but I absolutely love this. It's feminine leaning, but you get some, it smells like there's rose in here too, but it's not. You definitely get the creaminess from the orange blossom, but it smells like there's neroli in here. So yeah, the neroli, orange blossom, making it smell like a yellow floral, creamy, slightly sweet and airy and fresh. This is good, you guys. So Mimosa, this one's Supercritique, because this one is in the white bottle. So Mimosa Supercritique. All right, so the next one we're gonna talk about is Rose. Now this one was all right, okay? I was like, it's kind of not, it's not my, it's a different rose. This rose is not the Superose. Here it's exclusive with the lychee and all the goodness. This one is the rose that comes in the clear or white bottles. And this is Rose Supercritique as well. So in Rose Supercritique, I don't even think I did write it down. You have your lemon, pink pepper, geranium. I put rose, green, raspberry, violet, coumarin, and vanilla. So this literally, you get the coumarin and the dry down. That's for sure. It's a little warm, spicy, you know, slightly creamy, but literally this is a green rose. I don't get any of that raspberry even on my skin. Actually, I sprayed it here. So I don't get any of that raspberry on my skin at all, but I do get that green notes and I get the rose. I get a creaminess from this fragrance, but I think it's coming from the coumarin, slightly earthy. But yeah, I wouldn't purchase this one. I do love the Rose Super. I love the Super Rose, but I don't love the Rose Supercritique. To me, it's very, not bland, but it's nice. If you love a light, airy, slightly green rose, then you're gonna love this fragrance. This is probably the lightest rose that I've ever smelled, the most airy rose that I've ever smelled. More airier than MFK's a la Rose. So, but the green notes are there, the slight airy rosy, pink rosy scent is there, but yeah, more of a green rose than anything. A rose with stems, you guys. Anyway, get your nose on this one. The next one we're going to talk about is, looking at my time, y'all. And this one's Santal Superfluide, and this one's in the black bottle. So Santal Superfluide, it was nice. I was impressed with the opening, but as it dried down, I was like, oh, this is a nice, you know, pretty generic sandalwood fragrance. It's nice if you love the note of sandalwood, you know, it's nice. It's very pretty, but you gotta like, it's a very linear sandalwood scent. So in Santal Superfluide, you have your plum, violet, bergamot, rose, saffron, ambroxan, sandalwood, cedar, labdanum, and musk. So in the opening, you get like a light, airy, powdery, slightly powdery, fresh violet, a tinge of plum, you know, makes it a little dark. You do get a little bit of that plum, but you get sandalwood. You get some vanilla. It's just fresh, airy, light sandalwood with a little bit of a, you know, powdery, airy, plummy nuance, fresh plum nuance. It's nice, but I probably wouldn't purchase this. This is for somebody that doesn't really, is maybe sensitive to fragrances because it's not too heavy, but you still want to have a beautiful nuance or a beautiful scent bubble. That's what this smells like, you know. Very non-offensive, very easy wear, easy reach, and this is Santal Superfluide. So the next one is Mécanique, sorry y'all. Mécanique Intuitive. So this fragrance reminded me of something right off the bat, you know, as soon as I smelled it. This one is definitely gourmand leaning, you know. It's very ambery, rich, warm, resinous, and I like it, but I got too many other fragrances that smell like this. So Mécanique Intuitive is beautiful. So in here, you have your osmanthus, black tea, tobacco rum, tonka, vanilla, leather, and castoreum. It does give you a little bit of an animalic scent, but it's not bad, you guys. It's very tolerable. The castoreum is tolerable. There's less castoreum in here than it is in Initio's vanilla, what is it? I have it, the Initio Vanilla scent, which has the note of castoreum. There's less castoreum in here than it is in there. And I can't remember the name, but y'all know the most popular Initio Vanilla scent with that rich, creamy vanilla, musky vanilla, but there's a lot of castoreum in there, y'all. But I love it still. So this one I do love. So Mécanique Intuitive. This kind of gives you, when I first sprayed it, because of that tobacco and that rum and the tonka and the sweetness and the vanilla, it gave me, initially, it gave me Honied by Parfums de Marly with an animalic note with that castoreum, but then it kind of transitioned to Eau Jaune. So it's a split between Honied and Eau Jaune by Parfums de Marly with a slight animalic note, which is the castoreum. I love it. Slightly sweetened. It's more gourmand than all of these. Yeah, it's sweeter. This is the sweetest one out of all of these fragrances that I'm going to talk to you about today. So the next sweet one is Ombre Superfluide, which I love. I love Ombre Superfluide more than I love Mécanique. Can I just say Mécanique Intuitive? I'm just trying to put a French accent on it. Mécanique Intuitive, okay? So, but yeah, it's very similar. Warm, spicy, vanillic, boozy, smoky. It's beautiful. So if you don't have Honied or Eau Jaune, then, you may want to just get this to smell it. But it smells like those fragrances to me, a combination of the two. All right, the next one is Magnolia. Now, Magnolia is super feminine. You know, Magnolia it smells like a yellow floral. So I think there is ylang ylang in here. Yeah. So this is a part of the Supercritique. Yeah, Supercritique brand, which comes in the white bottles. So in Magnolia, which is very pretty, feminine, floral, it's beautiful. If you like yellow florals, if you want some rose, so ylang ylang, if you like ylang ylang, if you like ylang ylang, orange blossom, magnolia with some slight citruses, it's a little creamy in the dry down, then you're gonna love this fragrance. Very easy, spring, summer, very pretty, but you gotta like the note of magnolia mixed with a rose and ylang ylang, but mainly magnolia, creamy magnolia and ylang ylang. So very beautiful fragrance, very linear, not too much to talk about, but it's pretty, you know. All right, so the next one more, y'all, after this. So the next one is, I think it's Couleur Primaire. I will list everything in the description box. So this one, when I sprayed it, I wasn't too impressed, but this is an easy wear. This is a clean, your skin but better. You want to wear this in the summer, but you really don't want to smell like you got on a fragrance. I think there's aldehydes in here, but it's very fresh. You can't really, it's not too aldehydic. So in this fragrance, it's pretty white. I slightly get the aldehydes in here, you know. So in here, it's ozonic. That's what it is. It's not aldehydes. There's some ozonic notes in here. But it's pretty, y'all. You get that white musk, some powdery notes, and some ozonic notes. I put clean, musky, fresh with a slight sweetness. Yeah, this is a very clean fragrance, an easy wear office around, like if you work in a daycare or office or hospital, you know, it's not too powdery, it's not too sweet, definitely unisex, but it's very fresh, you know. Yeah, it almost smells like I know there's some fragrances that have the note of asphalt in there, or like after the rain, how it smells. That's what this smells like, you know, after the rain when it dries, you know, on top of some slight sweetness and muskiness. So yeah, this is very pretty, you know. I like it a lot, very linear and an easy reach. last but not least is last but not least is saffron, okay? So actually sprayed saffron here and I love it, okay? But I don't need another saffron fragrance because I have a ton. So anyway, and then you get a lot of saffron in some of their other fragrances. I get saffron in every single one of the full bottles that I have. So yeah, I didn't think that I needed saffron, even though I had this one in my basket multiple times. So in saffron, you got your suede, raspberry, incense, cedar, clary, sage, and I think there is some thyme in here as well. So anyway, you get a little bit of that raspberry fruity nuance from this fragrance. It doesn't smell like anything. They have a DNA. Their saffron, I don't know what saffron they use or the DNA of the saffron, but it all smells very similar. It smells the same. So their saffron is a very warm, slightly creamy, very sophisticated leathery scent. It's not heavy. It smells like a suede more in all of their fragrances. It smells like a suede more than an actual leathery saffron. So anyway, the incense in here is not too spicy. It's just very warm. Literally smells like a slight raspberry saffron suede scent. Yeah, almost if you took Portrait of a Lady and you chopped it down and you made it a little creamier, you know, and added a slight suede nuance to it, you all. But no, this is not heavy as Portrait of a Lady for sure. But yeah, saffron, raspberry, suede, and a little bit of earthiness from that clary sage and thyme. It's not herbaceous. It's not herbal. None of that. But it's beautiful. I love it. But I'm not going to buy a bottle of this one. Anyway, that is Les Primordiales. Go on to the world. Spread amazing. Sillage. Do good. Be good. Let me know which ones you're interested in. Hopefully that Superose will come back to hear it, because I know a lot of people are wanting to try that fragrance. Hopefully it comes back. Go on to the world, spread amazing, sillage, do good, be good, all of that, y'all. And I am loving this fragrance house, a new favorite find of 2023. All right, bye-bye. Love you guys.